Cuba, the very name evokes images of vintage cars, swaying palm trees, and the rhythm of salsa music. It's a place that seems frozen in time, a vibrant tapestry woven with history, culture, and the indomitable spirit of its people. From the moment you set foot on the sun-drenched island, you're greeted with warmth, both in its climate and the hospitality of its people. Cuba is an experience that stays with you long after you've left its shores, a sensory feast that lingers in your memory. Cuba is a land of contrasts, where crumbling colonial architecture stands in stark contrast to modern developments. It's a place where the old world charm blends seamlessly with the vibrancy of contemporary life. Whether you're strolling down the cobbled streets of old Havana, soaking up the sun on Varadero's pristine beaches, or exploring the lush tobacco fields of Viñales, Cuba offers a unique and unforgettable experience for every traveler. So let's embark on a journey to discover the captivating allure of Cuba, an island nation that's much more than just a destination. It's a state of mind. Cuba, the largest island in the Caribbean Sea, is a true gem nestled in the heart of the Antilles. Its elongated shape, often compared to a crocodile, stretches for over 780 miles, separating the Caribbean Sea to the south from the Atlantic Ocean to the north. This strategic location has played a pivotal role in shaping Cuba's history, making it a crossroads of cultures and a coveted prize for empires. Cuba's coastline, a mesmerizing blend of white sand beaches, rugged cliffs, and mangrove forests, stretches for over 3,500 miles. The island boasts a diverse landscape, from the fertile plains of Pinar del Rio to the majestic Sierra Maestra Mountains in the southeast. This geographical diversity is reflected in Cuba's rich biodiversity, which includes a wide array of flora and fauna, some of which are unique to the island. The Cuban flag, a symbol of independence and resilience, is instantly recognizable with its bold colors and powerful symbolism. Adopted in 1859, it has witnessed the island's tumultuous history, from its fight for freedom from Spanish colonialism to its revolution in the 20th century. The flag's design is both simple and profound, reflecting the ideals that have shaped the Cuban nation. The three blue stripes represent the three historical divisions of Cuba, while the two white stripes symbolize the purity of the ideals of independence. The red triangle, a potent symbol of revolution, represents the bloodshed by Cuban patriots in their fight for freedom. The single white star, called La Estrella Solitaria, the Lone Star, symbolizes the strength and unity of the Cuban people. Havana, the vibrant capital city of Cuba, is a captivating blend of history, culture, and modernity. Situated on the northern coast of the island, this bustling metropolis is a feast for the senses, with its colorful colonial architecture, vintage American cars, and the infectious rhythm of salsa music spilling out from every corner. Exploring Old Havana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is like stepping back in time. Beyond Havana, Cuba offers a plethora of other captivating cities and towns, each with its own unique charm and allure. Trinidad, a beautifully preserved colonial city, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site renowned for its cobblestone streets, pastel-colored houses, and lively music scene. Santiago de Cuba, the country's second largest city, is known for its Afro-Cuban culture, vibrant nightlife, and historic significance as the cradle of the Cuban Revolution. Have you ever wondered where the name Cuba comes from? The etymology of the island's name is shrouded in mystery and debated among historians. Some believe that Cuba derives from the Taíno language, the tongue of the island's original inhabitants, meaning fertile land or great place. Others suggest it may be linked to the word Cubao, interpreted as where fertile land is abundant. Another theory ties the name to the indigenous word Coabana, possibly meaning great place. While the true origin remains uncertain, the name Cuba has come to symbolize the island's rich history, vibrant culture, and enduring spirit. Today, the word evokes images of sun-drenched plazas, rhythmic music, and the enduring warmth of its people, a fitting tribute to a land both ancient and ever-evolving. As we explore Cuba's present, understanding its people offers a window into the island's soul. According to recent estimates, Cuba's population stands at approximately 11.1 million people. The majority reside in urban centers like Havana, Santiago de Cuba, and Camagüey, with about 77% of Cubans living in cities. Cuba's population has experienced subtle shifts in recent years. Growth has slowed, and experts note a gradual aging of the population, with over 20% of Cubans now above the age of 60. This trend is shaped by lower birth rates and increased life expectancy, which now averages around 78 years. Migration also plays a role in shaping the nation's demographics. Many Cubans have moved abroad in search of new opportunities, particularly to the United States and Spain. Despite these changes, the Cuban population remains a vibrant tapestry of cultures, traditions, and resilient communities, each contributing to the island's unique identity. From crowded city streets to quiet rural towns, the people of Cuba are at the heart of its ongoing story, adapting to challenges and celebrating their heritage with pride. Language is super cool, right? It's not just about talking to each other. It's like a mirror that shows us a country's culture, its past, and who its people are. Here in Cuba, Spanish is our main language, and almost everyone speaks it. It's everywhere you go, from the busy markets to the quiet homes in the countryside. But Cuban Spanish? Oh, it's special. It has its own unique way of sounding, with fun sayings and words that come from African, indigenous, and other Caribbean languages. Now, if you're hanging out in some parts of Cuba, especially with older folks or in the countryside, you might hear bits of other languages. These are languages that people brought here a long time ago, or ones that have been around since Cuba's very first people. They're not super common anymore, like Haitian Creole, or even some words from Lucumi, which is used in Santeria. But even though fewer people speak them, they're still a really important part of what makes Cuba, Cuba. Whether we're chatting on the street, listening to the awesome music, or reading poetry, the voices of Cuba tell a story. It's a story about being strong, adapting to new things, and sticking together. Language in Cuba is like a living, breathing example of the island's amazing mix of cultures. It connects us from one generation to the next and helps shape who we are as a country for many years to come. Cuba's story is a tapestry woven from centuries of change, resilience, and transformation. Long before Columbus set sail, the island was home to indigenous peoples like the Taíno and Siboney, who lived off the land and sea, crafting a culture deeply connected to nature. This tranquil life changed dramatically in 1492 when Christopher Columbus arrived, marking the beginning of Spanish colonization. For nearly 4 centuries, Cuba was a prized colony, its rich soils fueling the sugar and tobacco industries. Enslaved Africans were brought to the island, their strength and spirit shaping Cuba's culture and identity. Over time, the call for freedom grew louder. In 1898, after years of struggle in the Spanish-American War, Cuba won its independence from Spain, starting a new chapter as a republic. But peace was fleeting. The 20th century brought political upheaval with leaders rising and falling, and the island's fate often influenced by powerful neighbors. Then, in 1959, the Cuban Revolution changed everything. Fidel Castro and his movement overthrew the government, leading Cuba into a new era of socialism marked by both hope and hardship. Today, Cuba stands at the crossroads of its history and its future. The island has weathered embargoes, economic challenges, and shifting global tides, yet its people remain proud of their roots, their resilience, and their rich cultural fusion. From ancient times to the present, Cuba's journey is a story of survival, reinvention, and unbreakable spirit. Cuba's vibrant identity is reflected in its people, a true mosaic of cultures, backgrounds, and generations. Today, the island is home to over 11 million residents, with a population that's as diverse as its history. The age distribution reveals a society in transition. About 15% of Cubans are under 15 years old, while more than 20% are 60 and older, highlighting an aging population. This shift is shaping everything from healthcare to family life, as communities adapt to support both the young and the elderly. Cuba's ethnic makeup is a blend of many influences. The majority of Cubans identify as mixed race or mestizo, a testament to centuries of indigenous, African, and European heritage. About 64% of the population is white, largely of Spanish descent, while around 26% identify as mixed and 9% as black. There are also small communities of Asian and Middle Eastern descent, adding even more richness to the cultural tapestry. Urban life dominates, with nearly 3/4 of Cubans living in cities, most notably in Havana, Santiago, and Camagüey. Despite the challenges of migration and economic change, the Cuban spirit remains strong, united by music, tradition, and a shared sense of history. In every corner of the island, you'll find stories of resilience, family, and diversity, a living testament to Cuba's enduring legacy and its ever-evolving future. To truly understand Cuba, we must look at its unique system of governance, a structure shaped by revolution, ideology, and adaptation. Cuba is a one-party socialist republic where the Communist Party of Cuba plays a central role in all aspects of political life. The party's leadership is enshrined in the Constitution, and it guides both policy and national direction. The country's head of state and government is the president, currently Miguel Díaz-Canel, who succeeded Raúl Castro in 2018. This marked a significant generational shift as Díaz-Canel became the first Cuban leader outside the Castro family in decades. The president works alongside the National Assembly of People's Power, a legislative body whose members are elected by the people, though all candidates are vetted by the Communist Party. Cuba's government is highly centralized, with power concentrated in Havana. The Council of Ministers manages day-to-day administration, while the Communist Party sets long-term strategy. In recent years, there have been carefully controlled reforms, including an expansion of private enterprise and limited internet access, reflecting both internal pressures and changing global realities. However, political dissent remains tightly restricted. Protests in 2021 brought international attention to calls for greater freedom and economic opportunity, a rare display of public unrest in a country where opposition parties are not permitted. The government responded with pledges of reform, but also with crackdowns highlighting the delicate balance between change and continuity, Cuba's system of governance remains a defining feature of its identity, rooted in revolutionary ideals, yet facing the challenges of a new era. As the island looks to the future, questions of leadership, reform, and the voice of the people will continue to shape its evolving story. Cuba's economy is as complex and colorful as the island itself. For decades, it has operated under a centrally planned system, heavily influenced by socialist principles. The government owns most means of production, and state-run enterprises dominate key sectors. However, recent years have seen gradual shifts, introducing more private enterprise and market mechanisms. Tourism stands as the lifeblood of Cuba's economy. Visitors are drawn to the island's pristine beaches, vintage charm, and rich culture, making hospitality and travel services a major source of foreign currency. Alongside tourism, agriculture plays a vital role. Cuba is renowned for its sugarcane, tobacco, and coffee, with Cuban cigars celebrated worldwide. The country also has a strong tradition in healthcare and biotechnology, exporting medical services and pharmaceuticals, particularly to other nations in Latin America and Africa. Remittances from Cubans living abroad provide another crucial source of income, supporting families and injecting much-needed capital into the local economy. Yet Cuba faces significant economic challenges. Decades of U.S. embargoes, combined with inefficiencies in state management, have led to shortages of goods, limited access to technology, and a reliance on imports. The dual currency system, recently unified, created further complexity for both businesses and ordinary citizens. Periodic reforms have allowed for small private businesses and cooperatives, but these operate under strict regulations. Natural disasters, fluctuating commodity prices, and the impact of global pandemics have also tested the island's resilience. Today, Cuba stands at a crossroads, balancing tradition and innovation, state control and market freedoms as it seeks sustainable growth and improved living standards for its people. The story of Cuba's economy is one of adaptation and endurance, shaped by history and propelled by the hope for a more prosperous future. Cuba's infrastructure forms the backbone of daily life and national development, revealing both strengths and ongoing challenges. Transportation in Cuba is a blend of the old and the new. Vintage American cars from the 1950s share the roads with modern buses and bicycles, creating a unique streetscape. The country's rail network, one of the oldest in Latin America, connects major cities, while public buses and shared taxis, known as almendrones, are essential for urban mobility. In rural areas, horse-drawn carts and trucks adapted for passengers are still common sights. Healthcare in Cuba is widely recognized for its accessibility and quality. The government provides universal healthcare with clinics and hospitals distributed across urban and rural areas. Cuban doctors are renowned for their expertise, and the country's emphasis on preventive medicine has led to impressive public health outcomes despite limited resources. Education is another pillar of Cuban society. Schooling is free and compulsory up to the 9th grade, with high literacy rates reflecting the nation's investment in education. Universities and vocational institutes are found throughout the island, producing professionals in fields like medicine, engineering, and the arts. Cuba's technological landscape, however, presents a more complex picture. Internet access has expanded in recent years, with public Wi-Fi hotspots and growing mobile connectivity. but high costs and limited infrastructure still restrict widespread use. The government has prioritized digital literacy, yet many Cubans face challenges keeping pace with global technological advances. Together, these elements of infrastructure illustrate Cuba's determination to provide essential services for its people while highlighting areas where modernization continues to be both a goal and a necessity. Cuba's spirit comes alive in its vibrant culture, a tapestry woven from centuries of diverse influences and creative expression. Music pulses at the core of Cuban life with iconic rhythms like son, salsa, mambo, and cha-cha-cha echoing from Havana's plazas to rural towns. The infectious beat of the bongos, the strum of the tres guitar, and the soulful melodies of the trumpet invite locals and visitors alike to dance. Dance is more than entertainment, it's a language of joy and resilience. Couples spin and sway in spontaneous street gatherings, while professional troupes perform ballet and Afro-Cuban folkloric dances, keeping ancestral traditions alive. Cuban art bursts with color and meaning. From the murals of Havana's alleys to the masterpieces displayed in galleries, artists draw inspiration from the island's history, dreams, and daily life. Vibrant paintings, intricate sculptures, and bold street art reflect themes of identity, revolution, and hope. Cuban cuisine is a feast for the senses, blending Spanish, African, and Caribbean flavors. Classic dishes like ropa vieja, congri, and tostones are lovingly prepared in home kitchens and paladares, family-run restaurants. The aroma of slow-cooked pork, fresh plantains, and rich coffee tells stories of heritage and hospitality. Traditions bind communities together, from lively festivals like Carnival and the Fire Festival of Santiago, to quieter rituals such as the sharing of a morning cafecito. Spiritual practices blend Catholicism with Afro-Cuban religions like Santeria, adding layers of meaning to daily life. In every note of music, brushstroke, and shared meal, Cuba's culture reveals the resilience and creativity of its people, a heartbeat that endures through change and challenge, inviting the world to celebrate alongside them. As our journey through Cuba comes to a close, let's reflect on the remarkable island we've explored together. We began by discovering Cuba's enchanting allure, its lush landscapes and vibrant cities, each shaped by history, geography, and a mosaic of cultures. We delved into the nation's symbols and origins, traced its evolving demographics, and listened to the diverse voices that weave together its unique identity. From the echoes of ancient civilizations to the resilience shown through shifting governments and economic challenges, Cuba's story is one of adaptation and hope. We witnessed the foundation of progress in its infrastructure and felt the pulse of its culture, where music, art, and tradition create a rhythm all their own. But more than anything, we saw the heart of Cuba in its people, their creativity, their warmth, and their enduring spirit. Through every hardship and triumph, Cubans continue to inspire the world with their joy, hospitality, and zest for life. If you enjoyed this journey and want to support the creation of more videos like this, consider making a small donation on our Buy Me a Coffee page. The link is in the description below. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous.